Okay, today is another exciting day in the markets, and here's just a quick recap or a light recap. So, a few things that happened today. Number one, this is the day two of you know President Trump in the United Kingdom, and a few things were done actually. I think this I'll just give a quick point summary of a UK-US technology prosperity deal, which was announced at the Windsor Castle, where the royal family is. So, I think number one, they had a 150 billion pounds US investment in the UK tech infrastructure with a focus on AI, biotech, and civil nuclear energy. Another one was AI and science collaboration, which is a flagship program launched between the UK AI Safety Institute and the US Center for AI Standards, which targets cancer research, automated labs, and precision medicine. Also, there's nuclear energy independence. The UK commits to full exit from Russian nuclear fuel by 2028, with joint reactor licensing and fusion R&D acceleration. There's quantum and data science as well, which shared data sets, talent exchange, and joint quantum computing initiatives to fast track scientific breakthrough. The biggest beneficiaries will be Microsoft in this case, which is going to be providing the AI infrastructure, the cloud, and safety standards. NVIDIA hardware, AI model, and fusion simulation. OpenAI for science and safety alignment. Rolls-Royce, which is a UK jet engine builders as well. Small modular reactors and civil nuclear tech. And then you've got Oxford Nanopore and DeepMind, biotech and automated discovery. So that's in a nutshell was the agreement Donald Trump had with the United Kingdom. So as a result of that, and then again yesterday we had Fed who cut the rate by 0.25 basis point. Really, not a great deal. I think Trump wanted a lot more, but again, they had to do what they had to do. But then today, UK decided to hold rates again because inflation is still a threat. So what can we see on our charts? So let's have a look as a result of that. Okay. Now, the first thing we shall look at is the dollar. So the dollar is actually at a very critical point right now. I think, as you can see, the dollar's actually been coming down all year. So, and it's now at a critical point, which is just about 97.4 or 0.38. So, not a great deal. I think President Trump wants a cheap dollar, and that actually helps the market. It's good for your pockets as well, makes things a lot cheaper. So that's number one. But let's look at the GU really as a result of rates hike by the rates cut by the US and the rates being held by the United Kingdom Bank of England, which happened today. So we could see, even though this kind of feels like it's, you know, it could be predicted. Now, if you look at that, what we see is the sterling kind of gave it away. It's at a resistance anyway, and then you could see the sterling collapse a little. Well, I wouldn't call it a collapse, but yeah, it dipped a little bit here, and then as a result of that, we saw the DXY or the dollar actually made a little bit of a move up. If the dollar makes a huge move up, that will be a threat for the markets. I think we know the market's actually been on a tear the past few weeks. Actually, it's just it feels unreal. We know about 2021, but in my book, this just seems a lot crazier than 2021. But again, where is the top? We don't know where the top is. We just have to go and deal with what we are doing accordingly. Again, also the US invested about $433 million in Intel, and which is now worth $14 billion. What happened as a result of that? I think Intel had a huge jump. We could have seen we've been looking at this a while in the group, in our group, and we did say, and as a result of that, we saw that huge jump here. And so you got to watch this. This is actually a real jump because also Nvidia, I think Nvidia invested about, is it 5 billion in Intel. So for the growth of Intel. I don't think Intel is a company that the US wants to die at any moment in time at all. So yes, this is a great trade today, a great rally. Also, we had a huge, as a result of this, AI tech, the quantum has actually been moving for a while. I mean, if you, one of the key ones is QBTS, which if we look at this, and this has just been on a huge momentum rally. I think it's now at an all-time high. Then also we have if you look at Bitcoin as well, Bitcoin again, it's quite inching close to all-time high, which, as a result of all this tech which is happening, Bitcoin had a 1% move today, closing up back to the all-time high. I think coin as well. So anything crypto related, or mostly, they have been making a momentous run. So if you look at Coinbase, that's a 7% jump in Coinbase. I think CLSK is another one as well. Cleans Park just made a momentum, huge rally and just stopped right here at the resistance. Also, we have Bullish, which had a report yesterday. And again, he just went on after the report and he just went on for a continuation of a 20% run today. So, the whole entire space was, was making a huge run. And that is bullish right there with a 20% move off the back of the report, of the earnings report. Again, there was quite a few upgrades today. I think one of them, which I mentioned earlier this morning in the group, was Crowd, CrowdStrike. And I think CrowdStrike is back at all-time high. If you recall, a couple of years ago, CrowdStrike they had a bit of an issue which collapsed them. I think it was 2020, it wasn't 2025, it was 2 years ago actually, which dropped them to, kind of cut it into half really. But that's now forgotten and it's inching back to its all-time high all over again. So got to watch out for this for more continuation. And then again, just before I hit the record button, what happened today? FedEx had a report and he just made a huge run into the report. I haven't gone into the details, but as we can see, that's a huge 7% run. Again, we're going to watch out for continuation. I think FedEx is actually very important when it comes to the economy because they tend to decide the state of the economy. So yes, and of course, you've got to watch out for sympathy play, which is UPS in this case. So look at that. UPS is, UPS, which has actually been on a downtrend for quite a while. So, as a result of this FedEx, I probably will say it's just made a quick, gentle, breath into the report. So as a result of that, we're watching out for this. But tomorrow is Friday. You've got to be patient and be careful because um, Friday, it's not a rule. It just tends to be it could be a slow day, but we don't know. We deal with what was presented to us, okay? And of course, if you are struggling, take it easy, don't chase. And just so we are clear, nothing here that I have said constitute financial advice. Make sure you understand what you're doing. If you don't know, seek help. But again, of course, if you feel like joining, you need help in terms of someone to put you through, look, reach out and we shall take you further from there. All right.